Are you thinking about learning TIG welding? If so, you should watch this video first. And why you should watch this video first is because people don't understand that welding comes with a process. When I say that, you shouldn't try to engulf every process at one time. But if you engulf the right process, like the TIG welding process, the GTAW process, it will get you ready and set you up for the other processes to make them a whole lot easier. Most people will agree that TIG welding is one of the most difficult processes to learn. There's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of things you have to be aware of before you get started. And in this video, I just want to take a moment to talk about TIG welding and how it can be a financial uh, foundation for you to dive it into your welding career. Depends on what state, what country you are. Welding pays different. We know this. If you're in a small rural area versus you're in a city where the union is big and popular. Depends on where you're located at, what's your level of education. All of that is going to determine your paycheck in welding. But TIG welding, one thing I have noticed about it, it pays a little more if they are doing this process. Normally it's a cleaner process. Normally they do this on sheet metal material, anything that's thinner from a 1/4 inch to 20 gauge. That's what I'm gonna say. That's typically sheet metal, 1/4 inch to 20 gauge metal. That's pretty much sheet metal. A lot of times when you're dealing with the stainless, you're dealing with different alloys like aluminum and stainless. Those are two other alloys that the TIG welding process is done on a lot. Now, when it comes to the mild steel, and this is what we have here, and this is how we train the students. We train them on mild steel. Now, when it comes to mild steel, you still do TIG welding on mild steel, but it's not as popular as doing it on stainless, aluminum, nickel, titanium, etc. Because on these type of alloys, it requires a focus, it requires a certain amount of heat, it requires a clean environment, it requires some gas to purge it and other things. So that's why this process tends to pay a lot more. Now, I just want to say this for those who don't want to be fabricators, those who don't really want to travel and you want to just do something in a certain city or a certain location and make good money. You can do this just TIG welding alone. Now you have to go find the right companies, but majority companies that do TIG welding, a lot of clean environments, you're not going to make no less than $25 an hour. I'm gonna say between $25 and $35 an hour on the average. Once you're good at this doing stainless, aluminum, and things like that. Now, if you're diving into the pipe, there could be more money. If you're diving into making parts, it depends on what you are doing with this process. But just welding alone, this is the process that's going to get you the most bang out of your buck. It's going to make you more money. But this is also a process that is going to challenge you, family. It's going to challenge you. It's going to make you look in the mirror because all of the problems you have is going to reflect your identity. You're not patient. You don't want to listen. You move too fast. TIG welding is going to tell you all of that about yourself. So welding is like a mirror, fam. Literally, it's a mirror. It reflects who you are. As long as I give you the right equipment, I give you the right information, and I give you the tools needed, everything else is based on you. It's literally like going to the gym, just learning how to use that workout equipment, fam. Because once you learn how to use it, it's based on the individual. If you come in and you do 10 and I come in and I do 20 reps, I'm going to be bigger than you. I'm going to have more muscle mass. I'm going to look better than you. It's the same way with doing this process. This process is a slower process, so it allows you to focus. It allows you to block out all the outside noise. That's why I say welding is like a mental health therapy. You know, like it literally makes you focus. It drowns all the noise because you can't have all of this going on in your mind and you trying to put down a nice bead. Normally it doesn't work out like that, fam. Normally you're going to struggle some way. So when you're learning how to weld, especially this process, it allows you to get extreme focus. I have one student said that she noticed that as she weld, the weld would make a different sound when it's not filling in. So she's listening so much she can tell. She said, "Ooh, I can tell it wasn't filled in there." I stepped back and filled it in and kept going. She could listen to it, fam. So you have to really focus on this process. But like I say, there's a lot of money in this process. If you're looking for food grade, if you're looking for, like I say, working at some of these Tyson, some of these plants, George's, Tyson's, doing maintenance, this is a good one. A lot of their repairs is on stainless. So if you're a good stainless welder, that's a good check, fam. I'm just saying there's a lot of industries that need you, but you have to find your way. If you're looking to start your own thing, building jewelry, making furniture, you can do this with this. It just depends on what you're trying to build. And like I say, this is a slower process. It's not fast like hitting a gun, hitting a trigger, striking a rod and just going. It's not as aggressive, but you can get a lot of work done. You can make a lot of money per hour, and it's not going nowhere. From planes to specialized food equipment, or just vessels that need to hold certain gases. This is a process, fam, that's not going nowhere. And we teach this here at Arkansas Baptist Welding Academy, the Meta 24 welding program. We start off with the TIG welding process. As you see, we're inside of a laboratory, fam. And when you're in a laboratory, it's not like a school. When you're in a typical school, you're just trying to hurry up and get a grade and do your thing and go. But when you're in a laboratory, fam, you break things down. You study it. You learn why it do a certain thing. You learn how it does a certain thing, and you learn how to prevent it from doing something that you don't want it to do. You learn how to troubleshoot, fam. So the cool thing about a laboratory is we slow things down and we break it down, because here we really want to learn the process. We want the students to learn how to weld, how to fabricate, how to read sharp drawings, because if they learn this in this type of environment, they can leave here and it'll be easy for them to get a job, easy for them to start their business, easy for them to create some income for themselves, because they got a chance to break down the process. We're not speeding up. You literally have to go slow and get it. But once you get it, fam, you gone. Like I have students that have got this and everything clicked. Once we moved to flux core and we moved to MIG, it was clicking. We moved to stick, it was clicking, because this process gives you the variables you need, you're going to use in every other process. And this is just how I like to term it. This is my terminology now. Everybody is different, but I like to say gap, angle, and travel speed. That's it. Gap, arc length, angle, travel speed, fam. That's it. If you could remember those things, that will help you throughout your welding journey, because it will apply to every process. Gap, angle, travel speed. Even when you're using a plasma torch or a cutting torch, gap, angle, travel speed, it all applies, fam. So today I just want to briefly talk about this. For those who want to dive into the process, this is a great money maker. This is what we teach here at Arkansas Baptist College here in Little Rock. I actually believe at first I used to have the old school way of doing things. And we know it's a new age, fam. And in the old school way of doing things, we tried to teach the students, start off with stick welding and shove all this down, all down their throats and send them out here to the world. We don't do that here. We teach our welding education in blocks and allow the students to pick what block you want to be in. We have 6-week blocks, we have one 7-week block, and we have a 16-week block. And that 16-week block is going to be the TIG welding, stick welding, pipe welding class. You see, it's more extensive, it's more time. But you're going to learn stick welding in 7 weeks, flux core MIG welding 6 weeks, and then you'll learn TIG welding process in 6 weeks. And the student picks this. And then once they get that block, they're able to get this education in, and then pick if they want to go to the next one, or verbatim to go to the next one, like TIG, stick or whatever. You can be able to start here first, but we all have to start somewhere, fam. So here at the college, our goal is to break this down as a laboratory, show you how to do TIG on mild steel first, and then stainless steel. I would recommend that you would literally work on stainless steel because stainless gives you a lot of ideas, and aluminum. Hopefully coming soon, we'll be able to work steel, stainless, and aluminum in this setting. All we have to do is have the right, get the right materials, and we should be able to do this here. But that's the goal, fam. If you're gonna do this, great money in it, but you have to go slower. It is a cleaner environment. You have to stay clean. Cleaning is next to godliness. Every time you lay something, you clean something. Clean, clean, clean. If you're thinking about more fast-paced, more dirty outside, there's processes for that. But let me say this. This process will prepare you for all of them. That's one thing I love. And I have students say, man, this is harder, but once they get it, they get it. And you know, when you're learning something, fam, it's always going to seem hard when you're the first, when it's your first time doing it, your first time hitting that arc, your first time hitting that trigger, hitting that foot pedal, striking that arc. It's always going to seem intimidating, but I swear, if you stay with it, you got it. And one of the things that we teach in here, we teach them how to run stringer beads. You'll run stringer beads on a plate like this. You're going to measure 1/4-inch lines. You're going to run stringer beads on the front. You're going to run stringer beads on the back. And you'll keep doing it until you get the bead down. Once you get the bead down, you know how it's supposed to look. Then you start implementing filler metal, fam. That's when you start implementing the filler metal. There's no reason to implement filler metal if you're not understanding the gap, the angle, and the travel speed with just running beads. It's going to make it frustrating for you. So once you get that down, then you can add filler metal. Once you get the filler metal down and you understand how to do it, then you can start doing things like T-joints, lap joints, butt joints, and edge joints. That's what we want you to do. Because if you can build those things, a buck joint, a T-joint, an edge joint, you can be able to make anything. So you have to start somewhere, fam. You have to start somewhere. And that's why I say here at Arkansas Baptist College, our goal is to start with TIG welding because it teaches you more skills. And not only do we teach skill, we also teach life skills. Showing up on time, accountability, the things that means the most to a lot of employers, fam. They would hire you and they can teach you how to weld, but they can't give you that character you need to show up on time and have accountability. You get what I'm saying? So before you dive into the process, fam, I would recommend that you watch this video. I would recommend that you figure out what direction you want to go. Do some homework. Start watching some videos to see if you want to go outside, if you want to stay inside, if you want to work for this company or that company. Do some research and figure out exactly what you want to do, fam. Where you want to go. Train your mind and go there, fam, because you can do it. But you have to put the homework in now. You have to find those jobs now. And I swear, fam, if you put it all together, you get your work ethic, you get your skills, they waiting for you, fam. They waiting for you. So go on and reach out to some of these companies. Find out what they're making. Find out what kind of welding you want to do before you signed up. Hog on. Hog on.